Welcome to the first episode of the Excellence with X podcast, where we will connect you with excellence in the music industry. My name is Xavier Gordon. I'm a jazz artist and music producer, and I've had the privilege of working with some of the most high-profile artists. While working with these artists, I've just learned that we're all human and we're having these human experiences. And I've heard some of the greatest stories ever. And whenever I'm hearing these stories, I'm thinking to myself, the world needs to hear this. And so that's why I started this podcast. Our guest to start this thing off, he hails from Jamaica, Queens. He's played on so many records, from Shaka Khan to George Benson to Mariah Carey. The list goes on and on and on. He's been nominated for Grammys, producing artists like Miles Davis, Luther Vandross. The list goes on and on and on. He scored films. Films we all know. House Party, Candy Cane Lane, Think Like a Man. He won the 2007 Grammy for the Best Contemporary Jazz Album for his M Squared album. And he's the reason I started this show. I've toured all over the world with this man. Today's most excellent guest is Marcus Miller. Excellence with X.
What does it take to get a gig, a good gig? So let's start at beginner level. Let's do different levels. Let's do beginner level. You just now starting to play whatever instrument you on. What does it take to get from, okay, now I'm playing a little bit. What do you think are the necessary steps to get to that next level of actually playing professionally, making some money somewhere? What's important?
I can't tell you a universal law. Universal thing to do, but what I can tell you is that when I first started, I love music, so any opportunity to play, I wasn't really worried about how much I was going to get paid.
Right.
And I was 14 years old, living at home, so it wasn't like I was paying the rent with what I made.
Right.
So I just took every opportunity. I played, at parties. I played with, the African brothers who rehearsed in the back of the African bookshop. I just took every gig that I could make. And eventually, it's all about word of mouth. It's all about word of mouth. Nobody's going to hire you because, you went to some school. They're going to be like, oh, yeah, man, I heard that you got to hear this young guy. You need to call.
Yeah. Do you remember your first gig period, the first time you played a live setting with an audience that was actively listening?
I was in a singing group, and someone was throwing a basement party. And we rehearsed in the afternoon before the party. And, we were singing some Jackson 5 songs.
Wait, you were singing?
Yeah, man.
But you wasn't playing the bass?
No, I didn't. I only touched the bass a couple of times.
Wait, what age? Do you remember?
12,
okay.
12.
Okay. Okay.
If you from my generation, 11, 12, it was the black kid. It was all about the Jackson 5. And I don't know. We sang "I Want You Back" or something, but we rehearsed in the afternoon. There was a band, young teenager, a little bit older than us, but they were, young musicians themselves, teenage band.
Okay.
And during the break in the rehearsal, I was fooling around with the notes on the bass because I had just discovered the bass guitar. Really interesting.
Okay.
So I'm playing a couple of notes.
Yeah.
So during the party, we sang our song. It was just, 30 kids. And after we did our thing, the bass player in the band said, hey, I want to sing a song. Here, you play the bass, right? And he just handed it to me.
Oh, yeah?
Dude, I don't even know the notes. I've been playing the clarinet. And my father's a piano player, so I kind of had an idea of scales and stuff like that, but I didn't know anything about it. So anyway, he hands the bass, he starts going, ain't no sunshine when she's gone. I'm like, boom, okay, I found the first note. Boom, boom, boom. Woo!
You found it?
Found it.
Okay.
And then I said, well, I know it's going to happen again.
Right.
When she's away, boom. Boom. Now I'm freaking out because I know the third line. Another note. Sunshine, boom, boom. It's always going to boom. Just instinctive,
What?
Musical direction. And I got through this song, man. It was it was like playing at Madison Square Garden.
Yeah.
You know, just being able to feel what playing the bass does with the amp. And, you know, feeling like you're holding the whole thing together. Like if you mess up, the whole thing's going to fall down the toilet. So,
wow.
It was a cool experience. That was my first experience.
Okay. So then what was the first one that you say, okay, this is a gig?
Right. So,
Right.
You know, I'm from New York. There were gigs everywhere. You know, like once I kind of got even proficient, everybody needed a bass player. So, man, folks were calling, hey, we need you on this, we need you on that. Just gathering experiences. You know, the couple of, you know, as I got older, I started playing jazz, started getting called on bebop gigs, right? And, you know, I didn't know all the tunes. You know, as a jazz musician, there's like about 200 songs that you have to know. They are the bedrock of your jazz knowledge.
Yeah.
They're called the standards. Most of them were written as pop songs in the 1930s and 1940s. So I didn't know all of them. But I knew blues, I knew rhythm changes, which are like the first couple of things you learn in jazz. And then I got on there, man, band leader, you know, he'd be an older dude, and he said, we're going to play this tune. And I said, I don't know that. He counted off anyway.
Yeah. Yeah.
I let one chorus go by, quiet.
Yeah.
Okay, 2-5-1. Okay, go up to my third. Oh, another 2-5. Okay.
Yeah.
Second chorus, boom, I'm on it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Learn like that. And then, you know, one guy says, hey, you know, I need a bass player. You got anybody? Call this kid, man. He plays bass guitar, but he can play jazz. And word of mouth, man. Word of mouth.
Yeah. Do you remember the first gig where you were kind of like shocked or nervous or like, wow, this one? Was there a point where you felt like, okay, this one could really change some things in my you know, trajectory of mine?
I don't remember. Okay, yeah. There was a gig I did. One of our mentors in Jamaica, Queens, where I grew up. His name was Weldon Irvine.
Okay.
Weldon was a piano player, arranger. He wrote with Nina Simone, To Be Young, Gifted, and Broke. No, Young, Gifted, and Black.
Yeah.
Then he wrote a play, an off-Broadway play called Young, Gifted, and Broke. So
Oh, okay. Okay.
that's why I got you confused.
Gotcha.
But he was a mentor around the neighborhood. He would call gigs. You know, he knew Lenny White.
Okay.
Legendary Lenny White, who just come out of Return to Forever. And he said, man, I got a trail gig, man. You know, me, you, and Lenny White. I said, go ahead, be Lenny White? And it was a straight ahead gig.
Okay.
And we were playing, and Lenny White comes right out of Tony Williams. I know people know him for fusion, but at his core, at his basic level, he was like really into Tony Williams. So, man, we were playing, and he's turning the beat around like on purpose, you know, playing some polyrhythms.
Yeah.
He come out of some complicated fill, bang, and I'd be on the wrong beat, you know? And it happened maybe 25 or 35 times.
Stop, man.
And
No, it did.
he looked at Weldon like a young fella, you know? But he was driving me home. So I said, okay, what I gotta do? He said, buy every record you can find by Tony Williams and Elvin Jones, and just sit there. You don't even need your instrument. Just sit there and count with them. Count your beat. When they start playing polyrhythms, stuff that a little fancy, count so you can start to hear how they subdivide, how they work around the beat. You know, you'll get it. And that's what I did. I would just sit there going, wait, what happened there? Because this was vinyl. This was like me with the needle, putting it back. But that's how I got it, man. And then I began to become a student of drummers. As a bass player, you really have to be a student of drummers. You got to know everybody has their own little quirk. Drumming. And it got to the point by the time I'm 20 years old, I know how Steve Gadd feels. I know how Buddy Williams feels. I know how Steve Ferroni feels. All the studio drummers in New York. I knew how to sit with them. I used to listen to records and listen to like the Crusaders and listen to how Stix, who was the Crusaders drummer, where he would go, how he came out of certain phrases. Studied it, man. I was very serious about that. Point where when I finally played with the Crusaders at 21, they called me for a record day in Nashville. And I said, okay, I think he's going to do this right now, you know? And I went with him, made sure I'm right there supporting him. He come out back on the one. I said, man, we play good together. You know? And I'm like, But I'm the one who studied.
Right. He don't even know it.
That's who you are.
Yeah.
Great drummer.
Yeah.
And I was very proud of that because I really figured out where the bass should sit within the drummers, and everyone has their own